Cha-ching, cha-ching, everybody. Happy Sunday. This is Uncle P from Super Easy Forex. All right, I got hot strategy for you guys. Make sure you follow closely along. And this is something I went over with the students last week. Everybody loved it. We actually took a trade live in class and clocked, I think, about 20, 25 pips, something around there on Euro USD live in class. The first day I showed them this, and everybody was going crazy over it. They loved it. I'm going to go over this again so that you guys can see how simple this is. But before I do that, I want to give you guys special, and this is more for my students who's already a student who's going to be watching this video. I'm going to give you a quiz. On Sundays and Mondays, do you trend trade or do you do reversals? You got it. You only want to look primarily for trend trades. Now, of course, there may be some exceptions, but as I have taught you my ocean wave theory, you always want to look for trend trades, typically on Sundays going into Mondays, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to show you again the strategy you should be using. Now, if you are new to my channel, welcome to Super Easy Forex. Please hit the like and subscribe button so that you can make absolutely sure that when I do videos, you'll be able to get them on time so that you can utilize the strategy. And I typically like to do videos on Sundays right before the market opens so that whatever I'm teaching you, you can execute it the same day or the same week that the market opens, so that you'll know, okay, this actually works. And this one is going to be a hot one. I'm so excited for you guys. Okay. In addition to that, after I show you the strategy, make sure you tune in because I do have to go over news events that's coming up this week. This week is going to be riddled with a lot of news events. So I do expect some turbulence in the market here or there on certain pairs. And I'm going to show you my personal spreadsheet just to show you guys the news events that I'm paying attention to, and you can too. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so first of all, this is primarily for those who have my Simplicity Scanner and the Sexy Analyst combined together, because you know we use our Simplicity trading system along with the Sexy Analyst, and we combine those two together. But as I showed you guys, we're primarily going to depend on just the scanner, the Simplicity Scanner, and the Sexy Analyst trading system with the settings, which I'll go over in a moment. I'll show you my settings and everything else to make sure you have the exact settings that I have. Okay, but let's go to the charts. Let's go. Let's get this money, baby. Okay, so first of all, I'm using the Simplicity Scanner. It's already preset, but here's what I'm doing different now. Again, this is up to your comfort level, because you know how we design the trading systems is to be comfortable and adjustable to whatever fits you well. Okay, now I have my scanner up. The market is not open yet, but nevertheless, here it is. Okay, now number one, watch this. Let me move my head out the way. I'm going to use this pair as a primary example. Okay, now remember I told you guys, like, let me go to Euro USD so that we can kind of rehearse what actually happened on that one. Okay, let me move my head again this way. So first of all, let me right click and show you my settings for my Sexy Analyst trading system. Okay, so again, if you want to use the supply and demand zones, I have mine turned off, but again, you can turn these on if you want to, just to add a little more clarity. As you can see, now you have your supply and demand zones. You can change the colors of them to whatever you want. I just grayed mine out along with the candles just so it's not so noisy on the charts. Okay, just so it's not so noisy. Let me give you an example. Okay, and I'm just going to take my time in this video. So if you're a person who is in a rush, then go on to somebody else's, but I want to walk you through this carefully so you can see the strategy that I'm utilizing so that you can do it as well. Okay, so with the supply and demand zones, you can have them on or off. I keep them off sometimes just so it's not so noisy, but if I wanted to turn them on, so for an example, I can have my zones, you know, with red and green, the typical red and green. And for newbies, this is what it will look like if I have my zone colors on. Oh, I have it upside down, sorry. Go back in, change this to red. Okay, and I'm gonna change this to green. All right, now let's do lime green. I like it bright green. Okay, and there we are. So now you see I have my supply and demand zones up and ready. So here's where we had took that trade live in class, and remember where we had put our stop. We had did a 1-to-1. We had simply entered right here, put our stops right about there, and it was only for 25, 30 pips or something like that. Look at how far that thing dropped though, y'all. 97 pips. So just imagine if you would have hung on to it. Oh, that's why, let me say this to you guys. First of all, you know, a lot of people want to challenge me and say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, he's this and that. But nothing feels as great as when you do a strategy in front of your students live in a Zoom meeting, and your students take the same trade with you exactly at the same time, and it works out for them. It gives a certain thrill to you, because you know there's no way you can scam that, pull that off. I got students from all over the globe in a nice little small wonderful group, and they came to class on Wednesday, and we took the trade live in class as I introduced this new strategy, and boom, immediately they made money right in class. This is just some wonderful stuff. So let me get back to it. I'm so excited. So anyway, remember I told you what we're going to do. Let me go back to the settings. So again, if you want to turn on your supply and demand zones and all that stuff, you can. I had turned mine off for the sake of just reducing the noise for the time being, okay? Now, remember, most of the time I typically use my outer trend lines, okay? My outer trend lines. But see, as you can see, I have this turned off. But what am I using? I'm using my inner trend lines. With the Sexy Analyst, I told you guys who don't know, I paid about $500 to just go to trend line school, just to learn how to draw trend lines. And when I realized how they were doing it, the professional levels, they have what's called outer trend lines and inner trend lines. And so therefore, then they look for intersecting situations. Well, within the Sexy Analyst, I just said, you know, why go through all that? I don't want anybody else paying that kind of cost just to learn how to do the trend lines, outer and inner trend lines on the professional level. I just built it in there so you can turn both of them on at the same time and look for intersecting areas, or you can use one at a time. In this situation, I'm not looking for intersecting situations. I'm strictly looking for my inner trend lines to keep it tight and right, because we're going to be in and out of these. These are more for day trades where you can hang on to them for a day or less than a day, like in the situation that happened in class. It actually happened. We took the trade, and within about 15, it wasn't even 15 minutes, it was like maybe 5 or 10 minutes later, we were already 25 pips in profit in class, live, last Wednesday. So if you're not in my group, I can't help you. But either way it goes, the point is we're going to turn off the outer trend lines, and we're going to turn on the inner trend lines. And of course, they do have the text feature here where it can tell you exactly how many pips away from price action it's going to be from your upper and lower. So I'm going to turn that on here. Let's say, just so y'all can show you guys. So it says set text to the right corner. Okay, so I'll do that. Most of the time I leave mine off, but I'll turn it on for you guys. And of course you can change the trend lines, and I'm going to click OK. All right. Now, as far as the Fibonacci, I do use the Fibonacci retracement option. We did built in here the Fibonacci retracement, the expansion, or you can use both at the same time, where you can see the Fibonacci retracement and the Fibonacci expansion levels at the same time. But for this one, I only want just the Fibonacci retracement levels. And what I did was, you can choose whatever colors you want. So for the Fibonacci retracement level, I picked a deep blue, but you can pick any color you want. Now, why did I do that? Because I need that color to stand out so I can really spot my Fibonacci levels. Now, of course, I can make them into yellow, okay, and make it really stand out. As you can see, it doesn't matter, okay? So whatever color floats your boat, that's fine. So I just make it yellow so you guys can really see the colors, okay? So watch this strategy. So when it came up here, watch what I did live in class, and then I'm going to show you a live example of a continuation trade, okay? Watch this, watch. What time frame am I using? I love the what? As I taught you guys many times, I love the 4-hour time frame, okay? 4 hour. Okay, that's where I do my assessment. So when price action came up, and this happened last week on Wednesday, so you can backtrack on your own charts and double check this and see this literally happened on Wednesday. You just didn't have our system to spot the trade, right? So now the noise was happening, it was happening. I told you guys that around the specific time, I'm not going to give that away. That only goes to my student specific times when we're looking for trades, because that is the ultimate key to success in Forex. But I ain't giving everything away for free. But we were in class, and you saw the exact time that I entered, okay? All right, now, what happened was price action created the high of the day, right? But if you were looking on the 4-hour time frame, you had all kind of clues. First of all, what is the direction of the overall trend lines in our system? It's already predicting for you what you need to be looking for, right? It's saying that this overall trend should be continuing, heading which way? Up or down? You got it correct. It's heading down. That's just, anybody can see that. The red lines and the green lines are angling down. So step number one is to look for these lines to tell you exactly the direction of the trend, not off the daily, but off the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, now you can use this on the daily, you can use it on the 1 hour, whatever floats your boat, play with it. This is just how I use it, okay? But it is customizable, so do whatever you want that works for you, that you see works, okay? But for me and my eyes, I can see it clear on the 4 hour. So first of all, I see clearly it was heading down on the 4 hour. Next, price action came up and touched. And remember I told you guys, see right here? You remember that feature? See, we built this in to tell you how many pips from the top line, where price action currently is, from the top line. It shows that in order for it to reach the top line and retest its level, it needs to go up 34 pips, okay? To reach to the bottom of this trend line here, it would need to go 150 pips. So if it's going to actually continue down, it can continue down by 150 pips, or it can retest and pull back up, which I'm assuming this pair will do. It will probably retest first the upper trend line before descending down if it continues to sweep. Just depends. But just for the sake of argument, for what we did, it did do a pullback to the upper trend line. You can see it touched, okay? But right here, it also hit our resistance level. You can see that. Not only did it touch the upper trend line, but it hit the resistance level. Now, keep in mind, we do, with the Sexy Analyst, it not only comes with all of these different features, but it also comes with 2 scanners. One of them is a trend line scanner. So when price action touches the trend line, on the outer trend lines, of course, it will send you an alert, okay? But it also comes with a scanner for support and resistance levels. So when the support and resistance levels kick in, even if you're not by your computer and you say, I'm just gonna wait for another confirmation, then we do give you that. So it comes with two scanners, trend line scanner and a support and resistance. Woohoo, baby. All right, so in class, here's what we saw. There was number 1, it touched the upper trend line, okay? Number 2, it touched our support and resistance. Number 3, confirmation, what do you see? Our automatic fib level, it touched the 61.8. Look at this range, it was up in this area. It came up above it, but we already knew you're supposed to be heading down, brother. Okay, so what we do, we tapped it right at the top and rolled it down for our 1-to-1. But again, as you can see, from the level where we got in at, boom, to here was about 100, actually about 100, a hundo. It was about a hundo. About 100 pips to the drop, okay? Why? We simply did 1, which is the direction of the trend lines. 2, it hit our resistance level and stopped at the exact time. If you want that, you're gonna have to sign and come to class. I ain't gonna get that for you free. That is the biggest thing that makes everything work, is the timing. Kind of like in your car, you have a timing belt. You can have the sexiest engine, but if that timing belt is broken, nothing really works, which is why a lot of you guys are not successful in Forex. It's not your strategy, you're just executing at the wrong time, okay? Now, here's the point. The point is, it comes up, and you can clearly see this. Come up, hit this line, hit this, 61.8, which is a very popular ratio on the Fibonacci level, and that thing got turned away, okay? So that's following the trend. Now, let's go to another one, now I will give you this little bit, okay? I'll give you this little bit. On Sundays and Mondays, I beg you guys, mainly on Sundays, I beg you guys, stop looking for reversal trades. I beg you, please stop. Please stop. That's part of the reason why you keep blowing your accounts, is because you're going in the wrong direction. When the market is trying to do one thing, you're trying to do another. And by the time the market actually is ready to set up for that clear reversal, midweek reversal, you're already blown your account because you were trying to reverse on the day when it wanted to continue. Okay, so I will give you that part of timing, but the daily timing, no, you got to come to class for that. You got to pay for that. All right, now let me move on, give you something free. Here we go. I'm going to give you a perfect example. This is going to be so simple. Here we go. All right, watch this. I'll move my head over out of the way. All right, watch this. If we're looking at this, and I know this arrow came in and it did go down, okay, but I'm not worried about the arrow on the 4 hour, okay? I'm really not. What is this lines showing me? Okay, what are these lines showing you? Okay, what are they showing you on this time frame? Which time frame? 4 hour. And for those who do have the sexy analyst, get it out, go step by step with me and you'll see this. Okay, Euro AUD on the H4. Okay, what do you see currently? Forget the arrow, just look at price action. What do you see? All right, number one, it's sitting at what level? The 61.8 Fibonacci level. What is it doing at this level? Is it going down, or does it look like it's stalled out on its downtrend? It looked like it stalled out, correct? Okay, now you have multiple candles just sitting literally on that level. Number two, you see that it constantly keep touching on your support. Okay, you want to look for supports on the uptrend. You want to look for resistance on the downtrend. See, my resistance dots are yellow, representing down. So you can see this was heading down. So every time I hit here, I don't care about support. I only care about what? Resistance, rooftop. Consider resistance, roof. Resistance, roof. R and R. Resistance is your roof. Okay? That's the top. Ain't going no further. So once it started reaching these levels, see, here's a high, lower high, and it was just literally walking itself down. And you could have caught it every single time it retraced up and stopped. That's where you enter. Goes down, retrace up, go down, shot all the way back up, hit them again. Okay, once the support comes in, that's when you get out. Follow me, follow me, follow me. When do you get in on a downtrend? You get in when it hits the resistance. When do you get out of your trade? You can go do a 1-to-1, or you can get out when it hits support. That's your exit. Then you wait. When it shoots back up again and hits resistance and stops, you hop in. You get out at support. Look at this. Shoots up, hit resistance. Drops down, hit the support, I'm out. Goes back up again, hit resistance. You get in. When do you get back out? At support. Are you guys following me, folks, so far? Let's look at that on, so when do you get in on a downtrend? You're looking for the yellow dots or whatever color you choose. See, you can choose whatever color you want, okay? So for my support and resistance, okay, I had chosen, sorry, and this is, should be white, I'm sorry. It's already showing that, but still, okay? So you can choose whatever color you want right here, okay? But either way it goes, so you can see mine's is yellow for resistance, white's for support. Choose whatever color you want, okay? But just follow the strategy. So on the uptrend, what are we looking for? On the uptrend, we're looking for whites and we ignore the yellows, okay? So watch this. This is an uptrend. So how do we know that? Follow these inner trend lines. What direction is this one pointing? Look at the direction. It's pointing which way? Up. So you want to follow the trend. The trend is my friend. Then follow it. But wait for a good entry. And I'm going to show you that. Watch this. So what are we looking for? Are we looking for the yellow entry to hit enter on the yellows? No, that's only on a downtrend you're looking for the yellows. On the uptrend, you're looking for the whites or whatever color you choose with our system for support. So once the support comes in, look what happened. This was heading up, pull back, bam, enter, hit the yellow, exit, enter again, exit, plenty of pips, hit down here, shoots up, exit again, shoot down here, enter, shoots up, exit at the yellow. Look, take a look at this. How many pips? Bam, 199 pips. This one came down. Okay, let's do it from here. Because clearly the arrow was already saying it was heading up, and you can see. But we'll stay within the channel. Let's stay within the channel. Let's just say here. Okay, shoots up. It's about 190 something pips, 196. Okay, you exit on the yellow. Comes down, hit support. 149 again. Shoots down, hit support. And this one I really like. Okay, this one was okay. But what do I look for? The three things. Okay, Fibonacci level right here. And here's the good part about our trading system. As I told my students on Wednesday, I know there's all these different strategies, all this stuff you're being taught, but the truth of the matter is Fibonacci level, the Fibonacci levels, and you hear a lot about Fibonacci and you go crazy trying to figure out what is Fibonacci. The truth is, I found out I don't even give a flying fart. Okay. Number two, we built it into our trading system so that you're not learning over here how to grab. Okay, you grab from the bottom, you drag this way, and you do this and that, and then you go this way, and that's too much thinking for me. So we built in auto fib lines, and whoops, I didn't mean to get rid of my daily dots, but and which, by the way, the daily dot is basically an indicator that comes free with the Signal service. So if you're not in the Signal service, you can grab that for free when you join. But anyway, even without it, let's just keep going. So here we go. So bottom line is, here we go. It hits support, right? Jumps up. I like the ones where it's hitting on this trend line over here, because that's a support off the trend line, support off the dots, and support off of Fibonacci level. And you can see a couple of these right here at the 23.6 fib level. You don't have to know anything special. You just know when it hits one of these lines and it's sitting there, all right, time for me to pay attention. And look what happened. It hit support. You got 1, 2, 3. 1, Fibonacci. 2, trend line, support. It's hitting that trend line. And 3, a support dot. 1, 2, 3 on the 4-hour time frame. And what happened? This thing shot up, netted another 191 pips. Then you get out right when it hits the resistance ceiling. Are we looking for this? No. Why? Because it's an uptrend. We only want to get buys on an uptrend. So it pulls back. Look at what it did again. What level is it at now? Bam, 38.2. Don't worry about these numbers. Just know, hey, I see it's hitting on this line. Okay. And then what happens? It dips down a little bit, but it's still near the trend line, hit support. So I got my 1, 2, 3. And then what it do? It fired off. Hold on. Fire it off, shoots all the way up, 252 pips. Then you exit at the yellow dots. Comes down, hit support. It does jump right here, but I'm really not a fan of over here. I like them closer to this support trend line, okay? So realistically, any one of these would have worked, but here's another pretty one, which is where we are now. And I'm going to show you what to look for. So now look at this. It's sitting at the pretty popular 61.8, right? And you have multiple candles sitting here on support at the 61.8. Everything is looking beautiful for a pullback. And my students already know about slant patterns. Slant patterns always pop up, okay? Slant patterns. I taught about that. I go over more about that in class though, but let me take this ray off. Kind of show y'all something. See? Slants. Angles. Angle patterns. You'll see it all over. Look at this. This angle down, popped up. Angle down, popped up. Angle down, popped up. What does this look like? In an angle down, now it's sitting. You got 1, 2, 3. What do you think it's going to do next? Now here's where it gets good. I'm going to bring everything together. Follow with me this. Watch this. So do I just take the trade because it's sitting here? No, we don't do that. We have all the evidence, but we now wait for the scanner. This is where the scanner comes in. The scanner is going to send me an alert when it's time to enter. Okay, it's going to send me an arrow and saying, hey, it's time for you to enter. What will I be looking for? Let's go to the 15-minute time frame and say, okay, now I know I'm looking for which way? Up. So the only arrows I want that I'm going to pay attention to from the scanner are what? Up. All right, let's go to the 15-minute and watch what happens. And baby, what do you see right here? Ooh, juicy, 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 juicy. See how it's sitting right here on the 15-minute? Right there, telling you it's ready to go. That is your confirmation. So you enter right here, but I always go back to the 4-hour time frame to place my stop loss below the level or a prior level just to give it some wiggle room, okay? I always go back to where I did my original assessment, which is on the 4-hour, okay? But where do I get my entry? I have my scanner set, and you can check this out so you can see my settings here. So I have all my pairs in here, but I have my scanner set, and watch this. This is me. This is where it gets dicey. It's up to you. I have my scan. feel so good about all the other confirmations on the higher time frame. I don't need to use like I typically would for my students using simplicity, I don't need it to be on a high filter number, meaning your trend period. I can go all the way down to the 1, or you can go down to a 5, whatever floats your boat. Okay, you can do whatever, but I'm looking for cleaner, quicker entries because I already have confirmations on a higher time frame. You following me? I know normally I use a 13 period when I'm just using simplicity by itself, but with this strategy, I can use a very small number because it's very minimal risk of a fake out because I've already did all my assessments on the higher time frame that gave me my confirmations. I'm just simply looking for a lower time entry confirmation, so you can go use a 1, a 5, a 8, whatever floats your boat. You test whatever works for you. So I'm just set mine on a 1, and therefore when the scanner sent the alert, boom, this would be my entry. I would get in on the 15-minute, and by the way, with the simplicity arrows, you want to make sure your trend period matches the same number, whatever you put on your scanner. But look at that entry. This would be my entry. I will wait, and look at it. It's stalling right here on the 15-minute at the what? 78.6. Okay. So either way it goes, and you say, well, Uncle P, but isn't the 15-minute showing a downtrend? Yes, it is. That's what it did, but it's showing you enough is enough. Look at this clear support level on the 15-minute. So that means once it starts shooting up, these trend lines will automatically recalibrate themselves to match the new trend if the trend changes, which it should, right? Because we're not worried about what the trend direction is on the lower. We're looking at the higher picture, the bigger picture. Now, again, you can do this on the daily time frame. You can do it on whatever time frame works for you, okay? Because we do have another strategy called the D1 with simplicity, but this is strictly for those who have the sexy analyst and the simplicity scanner. This is what I'm showing you. You have choices, many different ways we can help you make money. It's just whatever works for you. This is the hot strategy that I'm telling you I'm using to follow the trend off the 4-hour using sexy analyst. Okay, so again, everything looks pretty. I have number 1 Fibonacci level. Write this down. Number 1 is fib level. Okay, number 2 is support. Okay, number 3 is the direction of the trend line. Now, does it always have to sit directly on the trend line? No, it doesn't. It could be a little ways away. The fact is, I'm simply looking for directional bias already from my trend lines. So that's all I care about. What is the directional bias? On this one, it's up. Has the trend been heading up? Yes, it has. So on the days where I'm following a trend trading strategy like the market does, such as Sundays, I'm only going to trade with the trend. Right? Okay, so if that's the case, and this is showing me this is heading up, then where do I get in on the trend? After a nice strong pullback, I have 1 fib, 2 trend line support, 3 support dots. Number 4 is just waiting for the arrow to confirm, okay, it's time to get in, and that's it right here. I got what I was looking for. 1, 2, 3, 4. The only thing I need from the 15-minute is an entry point. I go back to my 4-hour and I place my stop loss at this level here. Why? Because this is where I see support is being respected. Do I want to put it directly on the support dots? No. I want to put it either right a little bit below it, or sometimes I will use the level below that, as long as it's not too far. Okay? As long as it's not too far. Okay, so normally I will put it here, but that'll be there. So yeah, I'll put it right there. Let's go to the 15-minute double check and see how far below that is and see if that's necessary. Okay, so if we were to enter, just say, let's say the market is open, you enter here. How many pips is that? That's only 48 pips, okay? 48 pips. 48 pips. So from here to here, you see why I use this prior low? Because it may come down, do a little spike, and like it does, you remember, see, you can see it did here, little spike candles trying to knocking people out. So even if it does, it'll touch here, but chances of it getting all the way down here are slim. I can't say slim to none because anything can happen, but it's very slim chance of it reaching all the way down to the low level below that. So that's why I consider using that stop loss right here, placing my stop here below the prior level, because this is, see, high, next high, next high, next high, and it's just walking itself up. So I got everything I need. Okay, does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So realistically, I go to my 4-hour. Once the alert comes, and I'm just going to summarize this, I sit, chill, don't do nothing, just chilling, relaxing, hanging out, watching sports, hanging out with my wife, whatever. Oh my goodness, I got an alert on my phone. Let me see. Oh, it says there's a buy opportunity on the Euro AUD. All right, so then I go to the Euro AUD and I check the 15-minute, and wah to the freaking la, I see a buy arrow. Do I just instantly buy? No. Now I go and say, okay, let me check the 4 hour and check and see. I got a buy arrow. Let me make sure it's in the direction of the trend. Number one, the trend lines are heading up. Ding! Number two, it's sitting at a fib level. Ding! Number sitting at or nearby a fib level, because sometimes it will go like this one, a little bit below or a little bit higher, but it's around the fib level. Okay, so number one, this is with the trend. Ding! Number two, it's by a fib level. Ding! And number three is sitting on support. Ding, 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 ding. I got all 4 of my things. I'm gonna hop up in that bad boy, place my stop loss, put my take profit, and I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it moving, player. Simple as that. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the starting point? Waiting on the scanner. Just waiting on the scanner to send me an alert. Then I go over here and doing this quick assessment. If it and this assessment will literally take you 20 seconds to figure out. Look, yep, fib. Yep, trend lines are heading up. The arrow said to buy. Okay, so yeah, the lines are heading up. It's sitting at a fib level. It's hitting that support. All right, well, click, click, click. Put your stop loss in. Put your take profit, and then you move on with your day. Less than a minute or two worth of work, and you got a profitable opportunity. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Now let me get to the news. Hopefully that helped. Now let me get over to some news, and let me show you guys. How do you get that, Uncle P? How do you get it? Okay, cool. I'm glad you asked. So if you're on my website, superezforex.com, you want to click right here to the Sexy Analyst. Sexy Analyst is going to take you right here to this page. And by the way, like I said, take your time going through this so you can see everything that comes with it. This is just a part of what comes with it. I haven't shown you everything. You got all these different features that comes with the system, okay? And you have powerful examples of the scanners. You get 2 scanners, not 1, but 2 scanners. Okay, and you're actually helping us to make monthly donations to all these different nonprofit organizations, which we strongly support. So you'll be helping us out, and it's dirt cheap. It's dirt cheap for these trading tools, okay? And they're customizable. You can flip them, play with them. I mean, it's massive, but this is just one strategy of many you can use with it, okay? So that's how you do it. All right, now let me get to the news, and then we'll be wrapping this video up. All right, so here's the news that I'm going to be paying attention to for the week ahead. Now, of course, you can go here to my FX book. Okay, you guys know this is where I get my news, or you can get it on the app, which I like the app better than the desktop. But again, you can go here, go to economic calendar, and then I click on this week because I want to know all the news for the entire week. And I do this on Sundays, Saturdays going into Sundays. Okay, and then I start looking through, and if this pops up, just click out of it. And I start scrolling through, and I'll stop and this and that and look at the different news events that are important to me. Now, I don't want to look at this long list every day because some of this stuff will not impact Forex market. A lot of this is strictly for the stock market and options market more often, okay? But I do pay attention to many different things. Don't go by just my list. Make your own, whatever floats your boat, okay? Do your own due diligence. But for me, out of all those things I saw, the Swiss coming out with news. I'm always leery of the Swiss. It's very sneaky, okay? The AUD, very important. Interest rates are coming out on Monday. Swiss is coming out again. Remember I told you guys, students, those who are my students, remember I told you the Swiss does not come out often with news, but it makes big moves in the market, and you don't even know what just happened. But when it does come out with news, I'm really going to pay attention because that's a slick pair, okay? All right, so therefore, look, the Swiss is coming out again with our unemployment rates. Now, here's what's really going to catch my attention. Fed Chairman Powell, Uncle Jerome, we call him Uncle Jerome. Uncle Jerome Powell, Jerome, come on, man. No, leave that alone, Pat. Leave that alone. Romy Rome, okay? Romy Rome is coming out on Tuesday. He's doing his speech, and on Wednesday. We don't know what he's going to say, but primarily you really want to focus on Tuesday. Wednesday, he's testifying, okay? The market is probably going to slow down around this time where he starts speaking because they want to get a clue whether he's going to continue raising interest rates or not. So the market is probably going to move slower and slower the closer it gets to his speech time, okay? This is not them announcing interest rates, but giving hints around what he plans on doing. So that's why the market will probably slow down. Now, after that, on Wednesday, you got the interest rates being announced by the Canadians And then on Thursday, you have the JPY, Japan. They're going to be announcing their interest rates. Then you have Euro coming out with inflation numbers. And finally, on Friday, you have what's called NFP, which stands for non-farm payroll. That means anybody who's not working on a farm, okay? Anybody who's not working on the farm, this is how they get their numbers to kind of show the strength of the country. Now, this probably will give some sparking moves if the numbers don't come out right. So far, the job numbers for the U.S. have been coming out better than expected, okay, which is great for people having employment, but that also encourages the Feds to raise interest rates. See how these two are rocking and rolling in the same week, okay? This gives the Feds more power to say, yeah, let's keep raising interest rates because people got jobs now, they can pay us. That's what it basically means, okay? We can charge more interest rate because they got jobs, they can afford it now, okay? So if this number comes out high, you may see some sparking in the market on the US dollar shooting up higher because they're going to raise interest rates, and when interest rates go up on a currency, typically the currency itself goes up, which is why, going back to the charts, let me go and show you guys this. Take a look. Okay, see how the dollar has been rallying up? Look at what it's doing here, 78.6. It ain't all the way over here, but it's still sitting on the support, sitting on the Fibonacci level. What direction is the overall trend? Up, right? You see that? That's because they've been raising interest rates. What's the overall trend? It's been heading up, okay? Because they've been raising these interest rates. See how this is sitting at a fib level, 78.6? See, it came and did a pull down, okay? Mid-week reversal, it did that. But I would not be thinking about selling this if I were you and not experienced. Because look at what it's doing. It's coming close to what? Your Fibonacci to your trend line. What direction is the overall trend? Up. Now this one is a little off, and I can recalibrate it later, but the point is overall it's heading up, right? It's angling up, okay? Looking like it's gonna touch support 78.6. Am I looking for a buy or a sell on this? Okay, what do you think? Okay, what do you think? What direction? I don't care, you don't even have to draw a Q trend line. What do you think? Okay, what do you think? What do you think? I think it may stop and pop, okay? So if that's the case and the Feds, the interest rate numbers come out real good and the Feds are happy with the job numbers, okay? Or Jerome Powell are talking, and then on Friday the numbers come out good, probably retest his highs and come back up here again. May come back up, okay? That's just my thought on it, but either way it goes. I covered enough for you guys today. Again, we have the signal service available, so if you're not available to trade on your own and you want some support, some help, just reach out to us. Go to our website, superezforex.com, and we'll be more than happy to go ahead and send you our signals, and you'll be able to trade live in the live sessions. And in the live sessions last week, they did over 10,000 pips in the live session. So a lot of good stuff going on over here. Just go visit our website and join us. If you have any questions, just shoot us an email to superezforex@gmail.com. Please make sure that if anybody contacts you saying, hey, I'm Uncle P, send me some Bitcoin and I'll trade your account for you. And I don't even do that for my own family. So please don't fall for those scams. Any questions you have, send us an email to superezforex@gmail.com, and we'll be happy to answer your questions the same day to help get you up and set and running. Okay. All right, you guys, that was a pretty long video. But hopefully this video was helpful, and shoot me an email. Let me know. I don't turn on the comments, by the way. Let me say this last thing. I stopped turning on the comments because there's a lot of con artists, and I follow a lot of people on social media, and I notice everybody who's in my space in an arena doing great work and good videos, the same people, groups of people keep flooding their feed with all this, oh yeah, this person, they great at trading Bitcoin and this and that, and then they have another person comment after that to pretend like it's another person totally different who's just confirming it, and they'll send 13, 15 comments of all these different supposed people who agrees that this Bitcoin person is just magically great and it's all a scam. So that's the biggest reason why I turned off my comments, because I got tired of having to block and delete every single week. Then they create new profiles and repeat the same thing on every video you do. I've been doing videos for years, and that's what happens. Some of you guys are following other people. You check the comments and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And it's the same group of people hitting up every person who's worth any of their salt. They're doing the same thing to them that they're doing to me. They're constantly coming in with this fake stuff and trying to lure people in. So I got tired of having to do all that, cutting them off, reporting them in every single week. Then they change profiles, change this and that, and they keep it on. So I just decided that's the reason why I cut comments off. Okay, so it's not that I didn't want to hear from people. I just got tired of people trying to scam on my channel. So I cut the comments off. But please, if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, just send it to superezforex@gmail.com, and we'd be more than happy to reach out to you. And we do have a fast customer service turnaround period. I don't tolerate that. My staff are excellent at responding the same day, okay? The same day, to make sure that you know we're not scamming you. We reply to your emails to try to get you whatever information you need, okay? All right, you guys. Have a blessed day. I'm going to hang out with my wife now. And I'm just going to wait. And you know what? While I'm out, I'm bringing my laptop and my hotspot from my phone because I'm ready to make some money this week. And I'm going to literally do the strategy that I showed you guys today. I'm just waiting for the alerts to come from the scanner. And I'm only going to be trading in the direction of the trend. Now, you can, for my students who's in my class, you can either do the D1 strategy or the D15, or you can do this one, whichever one. Follow the trends on Sundays going into Mondays. Do not try to look for reversals unless you're an expert trader like Mr. Elvis. Other than that, please don't, okay? And I just showed you an easy strategy to follow. I'm out.